Hi, welcome to this episode of the Soul Legacy TV podcast and radio show, The Soul Legacy Movement, with me, Iona, founder of the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. So I am your host for the Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency Tele-Chat series for soul-guided entrepreneurs, featuring legendary leaders, as you will see today, and I'll introduce in just a second, sharing soul path alignment gifts and shifts and blazing the trail for you so you can shift in areas of your life such as your light work, your lifestyle, and your world life, and align them with ease, grace, and flow. We will be sharing stories of how we've traveled from the dark night into the light of the soul. We won't be holding back. We'll be breaking barriers and busting through the myths for you in today's show. So I want to welcome Gennye and Iona. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Where are you watching from in the world before I give you both an introduction? Gennye, where are you tuning in from?
So I'm in the UK, just outside London, Weybridge, Surrey.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay! Shout out to anyone who's in the UK. And Iona?
I'm in Sydney, Australia.
Yay! Amazing.
And here it's just getting dark. We're a few hours ahead of you in UK.
Yeah, the time zones, right? So I'm in the UK as well, for those of you who don't know. So Gennye, let me give you an introduction.
Yeah.
So Gennye Lyon is a purpose visionary mentor and activator of light. I'm excited. So Gennye helps heart-centered visionaries to own their power and light, and to grow their impact and create a life filled with emotional, financial, and purpose-filled success. With over 2 decades of experience in energy management and hygiene, clearing, healing, coaching, mentoring, her mission is to help you to transform rapidly and gracefully and have the life that you've always dreamed of. I love it. So Gennye, before we go into the gifts and I introduce Iona, can you share a little bit about how your path has unfolded, how you've come into the space where you're aligned on your journey?
Yeah, I mean, it started when I was really young, to be honest.
Right.
I was absolutely mesmerized and like absorbed by, at the time, astrology, because that was like the most, I suppose, known esoteric subject. At the time, I was probably about 13, 14. And then since then, I always seeked out, I had like my normal friends,
Yes.
And then I always seeked out people. There was a really, really nice woman who I worked with worked in a hotel doing breakfast and things at the weekends.
Yeah.
She was like 6 years older than me or something. She was like 20. And she was so into the astrology and stuff. So I used to hang out with her a lot, and I go to her house, and she'd teach me lots of things. So I think that was when it started. And I was just completely, just loved it. Loved everything, to understand the human energy and the psyche and the spiritual side of us. And yeah, so at the time there wasn't. So that must have been like in 1990, or 1988 or something. So yeah, of course there was available, media, but it wasn't as available, was it?
As it is now.
No, you didn't have internet and things like that. So yes, I relied on books basically. So yeah, that's how it started. But yeah, that I'll leave it over to you now, because otherwise I'll be going on.
Yeah, I know, because for those of you who don't know, Gennye leads her own show, and it's like that transitioning from host to being interviewed. And I love that you say that you were hanging out with somebody that was older and you were kind of guided and hung out and you felt different, because I felt very different. And I'm an old soul, so it's that gathering around people that are like minds, and that's part of coming here and having this show to gather around like minds, if you guys do feel a little bit different. So I don't know how you feel about that, Iona, but I'm going to give you an introduction first, and then you can chime in. So Iona Scanlan is a medical intuitive healer and wellness coach, and author of Lessons from Your Last life and how they can help you in this one. So she has the gift and the ability to help you in a non-judgmental way to achieve wellness in your body, your mind, and your spirit, and to enabling you to experience abundance of health, happiness, and financial freedom. Now I'm excited about that. So welcome, an official warm welcome, Diana. So how did your journey unfold to you doing what you're doing today? Was it when you were younger, or like was it later in life?
It began when I was a child. I was a healer without being aware of healing. And this gift came with me from my childhood right to my adulthood, but I didn't really have medical intuition, which is being able to see what's happening, the origin of any disease or illness. And 7 years ago, when I had been through the dark night of my soul, a very low part of my life, I had been promised this gift by my guides, and I was just blown away. All of a sudden, there I could do this, I could see it. And it's been evolving since then. And it's just been wonderful to be able to help people who are stuck in lives. They don't know why they're sick. No one can seem to help them. But it's what a lot of people don't understand, and you may not understand, that a lot of illness originates in emotions.
Yes.
Most of us love to hug people. We love a hug, our friends or our family. And how does that make you feel? Do you feel uplifted, or do you feel drained after you've hugged certain people? If so, you could be picking up on their emotions.
Yeah.
On anger, guilt, all types of emotions that they store in their internal organs. And this can affect the way you feel. It can affect you. You might be getting body aches and pains, headaches.
Is that what you experienced? Is why you're doing what you're doing with the people around you? Like, did you have other jobs, or did you just go right into the healing and the medical side? Did you have a journey into that?
I did have a journey into it. I worked for many years in public relations with health-related products. I had a very close connection with Mother Earth right from childhood. Plants and animals. And I began to go on a different path in the year 2000, and I learned Reiki. That was my first introduction. I became a Reiki master, and I did practice Reiki a lot and helped a lot of people. Very powerful. But the thing I do now is far more powerful than that also. Right. So it was a transition.
Yeah, I love it.
I was ready for. It was not something which I pushed myself into. But I was ready for. I might have had a little nudge from my guides.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, well, we get that. I feel like the physical, I don't know about you, Jen, the physical kind of aligns you before you kind of do take that leap. You look back and you go, oh, that was the road, that was the sign. Was that like that for you, Gennye? I know that you talked about when you were younger, but how did you come to like the clearing, Ascension Clearing, and all the resources that we'll share in just a second? You've packed a lot into what it is that you do. So can you share how you've transitioned? Did you have, like you said, you were waitressing and things. How did you come to do what you're doing?
So, being, very sort of esoteric, like spiritual, esoteric, all those things when I was younger, there wasn't really a channel for me to, to actually practice it really, because I was too young. I was in university. I was doing other things. But I think what happened was that I had, at age sort of 17, 18, I used to have really kind of weird dreams, like I would leave my body and things like this. And it was a little bit scary, but I sort of said, okay, well, I need to do something with this. At age 23, I had a soul upgrade. I didn't know at the time, but so I left my body and I came back in. So at the time I knew it was profound because everything looked and felt different when I came back. So I was like, have I died and come back?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, this is like powerful. In that leaving my body, my consciousness went to see my parents because at the time, 23, I didn't have any children or a boyfriend or anything. So they were obviously my closest relatives. And I remember my mum being completely cool about it. And she was like, yeah, fine. Because I basically said to her, I'm coming back. It's just going to be a little bit different. My life is not probably going to be the way you thought it was going to be. And I did the same with my dad. And then after that, I went into, you would probably say it's like a dark night of the soul. But actually, when you have these soul upgrades, it's really, it's very disturbing because everything feels unfamiliar. Even your country, your family, your relationships. So I left Sweden. I left the country. I wouldn't recommend these.
I've got
I won't recommend them. So that happened, and then I kind of didn't get any clarity onto what actually had happened. All I knew was that I needed therapy for certain things, that some trauma in my childhood. So I went to do that. I started clearing and healing myself. I went to the Faculty of Astrology in London to study. So that was my first study of proper esoteric studies. And then from there, I worked in the hospitality in the meantime. So I could study and, go to all the different workshops and everything. Yeah. So I did that. And after about 2 years, it was okay. I felt better. But I was then living in London. And since then, I never really backed. I became a body worker. So I used massage and all those things.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And since then, I have continuously studied to learn more healing commodities. And it was in 2009 that when I met Nicholas, Elmira, two of my teachers, I understood I had a reincarnation in the same body, which is similar to walk-ins. So if you've ever heard of walk-ins, you get a complete new soul contract, and a new the old soul goes to source, and a new soul comes in. So similar to that, but not as intense as that. So I was like, oh, thank goodness, now it all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Good, I understand now why it happened to me, And the reason for having these upgrades, they are totally upgrades of service, because it's not about me. It's about how much of my mission and how much of my focus on helping the earth, basically, that you embody. Yeah. So the purpose is that, really, it is a huge act of service. And then I had another one in 2014.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it deep?
It was at the birth of my son. So I was on the operation table. He'd been it was a C-section. So I had asked for more, I had asked for more empowerment so I can take bigger crowds to their next level.
Yeah.
So I've asked for more soul power previous to that. And so they gave me my team, or my soul, or it's all been prearranged, gave me another reincarnation in the same body. And that was tough because I had a new baby. But then on the other hand, I had everyone around me to help me integrate it, so it was much easier. And I wasn't confused, or I didn't feel like scared or anything like that. So that was, and then since then, I've said no more now, though. No more. Can we just enough? Yeah, I got enough to to take crowds to the next level. Those seekers who wants to go to their next level and ascend, go through the ascension. So
thank you. You can jump in, Diana.
Yeah, I just was going to say, Gennye, I can so relate to that. When you felt you had a new soul or went to a different level, I felt that I did that too. I had two different parts of my life.
Yeah.
The first part of my life is totally different.
Yeah.
It's, I don't relate to it at all anymore.
Yeah.
But I find that I've even been told by more than one person, you're very woo-woo. And we got that word again, woo-woo.
Woo-woo.
Is your husband as woo-woo as you are? I said, well, no, not quite.
Yeah.
Because I felt different from when I was a child. I felt different to children. I had a difficult childhood. I had a difficult first marriage, mental and physical abuse. I was given all these different challenges so that I could empathize with others. I can empathize with you because I've been there and I've done that. I've had chronic, severe pain from an accident I was in. I was told that I wouldn't walk again.
Wow.
But yeah. So and I still have chronic pain, but it's manageable.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. So if you guys comment down below, because that's it's a lot, but it's for me, what I got from that was that the journey is not always smooth. So soul path alignment, when I talk about soul path alignment and why I'm asking you guys to share is because we see that our path, when we almost make it like it's wrong or that shouldn't have happened or what is happening to me, or you don't know that you're going to go through those dark nights, or you don't know that you're going to leave your family, or you don't know that it's going to feel painful. You don't prepare for those things. And when they're happening and you're in the midst of it, and if you guys are, let us know, because we've got gifts to help you shift that. When you're in the midst of it, making sense of it, it makes sense now, like you said, it makes sense now, or I'm more prepared this time, although it is still deep. I kind of have been on the journey and I'm asking, we ask and it's given, sometimes in a different way, in a different form than what we know. But I love that you talk about the soul contracts and just the things that our mission and the things that we agree on a soul level and how that plays out in the human and the physical reality is not necessarily the norm for everyone at that time. So you might not have the people around you that get it at the time, like, oh, you're woo-woo. And I'm very woo-woo. And so anybody that's watching this, let us know if you're woo-woo or you're coming into the woo-woo space, because what you guys have shared is not necessarily a conversation that everybody has, especially in the world of business or online. For me, what I noticed, and it was very true for me, is that I was on social media in two different ways, from family and friends, and then in the professional space, because there's such a different contrast. So I love that you guys say that actually that there was this path here, and now I don't resonate. It was very necessary in the growth and the expansion, but I don't resonate with it as much. So one of the things that I want to share with you guys that are watching or you're listening is it's okay to make that transition, whatever that looks and feels like, wherever it's going to take you. It's going to take you eventually, but it's just how much ease, grace, and flow that you go with it. So with that, I'll bring in today's gifts, and anything that I do mention will be down in the show notes and the description. So Gennye, I'll go to your free gift first. So Gennye's gift is, the Ascension Clearing Kit. Gennye actually has, because of all the experiences and the resources and the knowledge, I know that you've packed a ton of resources. So the link that down below will go to so many resources, but I want to talk about the Ascension Clearing Kit and raising your vibration. You talk about your bioenergy field and helping people transform their life. Can you share what they would experience when they sign up for that?
Okay, so the free gift is the first clearing and one free training on the topic of Ascension, if you like. So the kit itself has got 11 clearings in it, and it's like an energy clearing program.
Yeah.
But you get a really good idea so the first clearing is the bioenergy clearing.
Yeah.
And you get a really good idea about the healing commodity that I use, which is divine healing. And also, because I'm a light body surgeon, you get like the light body transmissions through, because it's what I do. So you get really a good idea of how it works for you and how deep the clearing is. The bioenergy clearing is kind of, it's a really good introduction to the work itself, because the clearing it's almost like an aura cleanse. So it corrects all the chakras. It clears out the different energy bodies so that they're all in nice and balanced. So balance like the emotional body, the mental body, so that you feel all nice and coherent. It also, we always clear interference I always clear interference before I work with someone. So that's obviously every time you open this clearing, you get that first. The other thing it does is we do some cord cutting in there. And it's healthy to do cord cutting with people, not because they might even be close to you, but it's actually healthy to cut the negative cords. Because
so when you say cord cutting, because I'm familiar, so somebody that's not familiar with cord cutting, like what is that?
So basically, we develop different cords to people, like emotional cords, energy. It's all energy. So they can be emotional cords, they can be psychic cords, they can be they're not always conscious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they could be past life cords, they could be financial cords.
So if you have a cord to someone, that's an energetic attachment that where it
might be unhelpful.
Right.
So you have different levels of cords, if you like. So some energetic cords are just like there, you have the cords because you're close together.
Yeah.
But you can have like past life cords and things that are not helpful. Right. And that doesn't mean that you cut cords because you don't want anything to do with that person. I cut cords with my husband, and people close to me regularly, because I want to have a coherent, clean energy field.
Does it help you to raise your vibration once you've done that?
Yes.
If your cords are not cut necessarily, or you don't know what is going on, so there's a repeating pattern or something, what do you experience when you don't have that versus when you do like activate that or deactivate that? How does that work?
Basically, everything is energy, right? So you have people that you meet in your life, you have people that you're more close to, you have people that you're less close to, everything. So we are not protected from being completely clean from everyone. And it's not about installing fear about it. It's more about owning your energy field and saying, I'm going to be intact and I want to have a good, relationship with this person without being pulled down or misled or anything
drained.
Like that, or drained, so it's really just about keeping a clean energy field. There's obviously different levels. If there was somebody, let's say there's things like called psychic attack and things like that, that is a different game. That's something that can be cleared up in a private session. But that's kind of a little bit heavier.
Deeper.
The normal cords are just,
I've heard of it.
They just like, it's just healthy to not having being too entangled with people, because not because they are bad or mean or anything like this. It's more like, well, you will be confused because everything is energy. So you might be thinking something, but it's actually not yours.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, hang on a minute. Does that come from me?
Yes.
Especially if you're an empath. That's really, So the first clearing is so nice, it's just like cleaning up your aura, clearing up your fields, doing some cord cutting, just raising your vibration is lovely. I mean, you can use that clearing because it doesn't go in deep into emotional blocks and stuff. It just sort of is a nice start. You can use that clearing. I have clients using it like 2-3 times a week.
Really?
They go to sleep with it. Do you know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, nice, I'm going to clean myself up from the day. And especially if they have strong symptoms of ascension and feeling strong emotions and feeling really, just feeling really out of it, because it's just strong. It's really helpful. So that one is really good. Yeah.
Thank you. So we're talking about aligning your path. And obviously, does that feel like a realignment almost, rather than like depending on your environment, well, who you're around? They say like the 5 closest people to you, but it's not just this physical life, it's past lives as well. So that's realignment, so you travel down your path with more ease and grace.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So, go.
Well, yes, absolutely. So all this work, and I think Diana also agrees to this, is all about remembering who we are. Because actually we are pure light, we are pure beings, divine beings of light, and all this nonsense that mislead us and gets off track and I don't know, upsets all this is all just layers of things that we can clear and navigate better and become more conscious and aware of what is affecting us. So really it's just bringing consciousness to your life, and learning more about what is affecting you, what is making you feel out of sync, what makes you feel out of alignment, what makes you feel not good about yourself, you know. And then just addressing it. If you're keen, you know, to live your fullest potential, I'll be like, yes, get committed.
Definitely.
Get on with it. Like, do the clearings, do your work. You know, want to do inner child work, go and do it. Do constellations, do divine healing, do light body activations with, you know, that I do whatever, what you feel is right. Address what's going on, and then in between, enjoy your life.
Oh my gosh,
you know, because some people I speak to some people and they're like, I've got to do this clearing, I've got to do this. I'm like, no, just go and do it, and then go out and enjoy yourself, but just joy and happiness raise your vibration, right? So it's not about feeling overwhelmed about how much you need to do. It's more like, do it and then have a, you know,
and enjoy and reap the benefits from it. And I thank you for that. And Diana, you can jump in just a second. So sometimes when we're on this path, so I'm talking about the 7 freedoms for those of you who don't know. So that's contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. So they all type in. So when you are, like you're saying, you're having different chords and that clearing. So when you clear, you might think, it's one area that you have these blocks and these chords on, but it essentially just has that release of so many other things, right? Even that you don't know and you can't put your finger on it. So it's not about forcing everything else, like, well, I've done this, but now I've got to do that. So I love that, like that, just that easy way. Dan, do you have anything to jump in before I introduce you?
Yes, I really agree with you, Gennye, on that. It's so important to have a clean energy field, certainly as light workers, hands-on therapists like physiotherapists, chiropractors, Reiki practitioners, anybody who's hands-on. And I recommend yourself psychically before doing any type of session. And I teach you how to do that. And also at the end, to distance yourself from any energies that come close to you. Because the people that come to you, certainly for healing, they're all sorts of stuff. They're carrying all sorts of emotions. They're carrying pain. They might be carrying anger. Why has this happened to me? This thing. And if you protect yourself from it as light workers or as hands-on healers or workers, you can keep your energy
higher.
And this is what I recommend and I practice.
I love that. So let me introduce your gift. And again, the gifts will be down below. And I do give you full permission to multitask. You know, when we get busy and we're like, that sounded good. No, actually go and get it and let us know. Comment below. Let us know if you've actually experienced that, if you've heard of any of the things that we're talking about, if you've done some clearing and you're like, reminded, I'd love to use another tool. So we use different tools at different times for different purposes. So let us know if that resonates with you. So Dana, your gift is about having vibrant health at any age. And I love that. And you say, don't let poor health and illness overwhelm you as you grow older, which I know that you have gone through that journey as you've shared. So when you go and get this, Diana's sharing the secrets for increased emotional, physical, and spiritual health, known to health coaches and healers and shamans. And sometimes when we know this stuff, it's not that we apply this stuff. So I love that you share that. So yeah, so what will they get when they go and access your free gift? Where do you want to go? So there's lots of different things in this chapter of this book. So there's many different ways. What do you want to touch on that you feel like, yeah, that's the lesson for today?
I wanted really to draw people's attention to the fact that even if they eat a healthy diet, they get sleep, they're not under enormous stress, and they're well hydrated, as we all are, we drink water. Even so, they may not be healthy. There are many things, and this is what I have highlighted in this ebook. All the emotions that you carry and why it's important to delete them from your life, get them out of your life, get them out of your body. They tend to lodge in different organs of your body. Some may come from a past life. Some may come from childhood.
Yeah.
Part of your evolving years. I do also stress on the I can never pronounce that.
Ho'oponopono. I don't either.
That's the one. Yeah. Really, really powerful.
Yeah.
A few other things as well.
Yeah.
How to purify, so that with energy, and talk about getting rid of any types of emotions which are not helpful for you.
Not serving you. What? So
you
talk about the emotions like guilt and shame. Can you take us how that might affect your body and your journey? Because obviously we're talking about emotional freedom, and Jenny's talking about releasing those cords. So when we go deeper into those emotions that we're hanging on to, because sometimes if you've got the clearings to do or the cords, you can't necessarily see them, so you don't know how that plays out, but you can feel that shame and you can feel that.
Yes. And I see where you store these emotions. I see that guilt and shame are quite often stored in the heart.
Right.
And anger and frustration and resentment stored in the liver.
Right.
The liver is a huge burden with you of all this, and it can't work properly. And when you've got these really strong emotions, like, for example, like even excitement, it ups the digestive system. Your digestive system goes, about butterflies in the tummy, when you're nervous. And this constricts your digestive system. It can't work properly. Anything like that in that type of thing, it can disrupt the whole of your system.
So the kind of...
You're not feeling well.
So I was going to say the kind of things where you're saying about vibrant health at any age and your emotions. So say if people are talking in a certain way or thinking, because I know Gennye gives, in your free gift, you give more than the clearing. There's other parts of it. And you both talk about the thoughts and managing your thoughts and what you say to yourself and that showing up. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you both, because you talk about what we say to ourselves, how that actually shows up not in your physical reality out there, because that's what you think, I'm manifesting. It's actually in your body and in your health, right? Can you talk a little bit about that, like what we say to ourselves and how, like I hate my hair, so we're being visible online. It's like, I hate my hair, I hate my teeth, I hate how does that really impact? How do we manage that to actually raise our vibration so we don't spiral?
Well, I can only agree with Diana, what she was saying about the emotions, because sorry, you carry on, because you were on a roll.
Just hold that thought.
I find that this is so true. If you say to yourself, I'm fat, right, the universe hears you. And it said, oh, okay, we'll give her more of that because she's focusing on it. This is so true. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of Mike Dooley. I think it was Mike Dooley. Yeah. And the favorite quote was, thoughts become things. Choose the good ones.
Yes.
If your thoughts are negative, they're toxic, they become illness in your body. Start of disease.
Yeah. Thought that. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, go for it.
No, I couldn't agree more, because when I talk about clearing.
Yes.
Clearing. I'm talking about clearing everything. So we're clearing our energy, we're clearing our bodies, we're clearing our mind, we're clearing our emotions, we're clearing on a higher level. You know, the clearings that I do in our private sessions, they could be in cholesterol and in DNA and, you know, going down bloodlines. So we're clearing multi-dimensionally, and that is what is so important. So, for example, I mean, I use a book called Messages from the Body. And in this Messages from the Body, you do know of it?
No. Yes, I do. Yes.
So I use it in my work. So I have a special process that I use. So, for example, if somebody had, what did I do the other day? I did, it was about the kidney. Right. So on the left kidney. So we were working on that. So there was like a program behind the left kidney. And then we use the book, and then I do the clearing, take out the emotional program and the charge and bring it to consciousness. And of course, it's always right? So when you read out the statement to the client, they're like, oh, yes, that's me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So they go, okay, so they own the emotion, they own the statement of what the program is inside, you know, the whatever, wherever it is in their body. And then from a healing point of view, what I find is that, okay, so we can address that program and that kidney in this example. But then there will be maybe other things around that. How did that build up? You know, when did it started? Were they born with this? You know, or there's some soul programming? You know, what is that? Is there karmic programming around it? And then you just kind of keep peeling the onion till the person is free from the illness, basically, or the problem. I wouldn't, for example, work with really heavy disease because it's really heavy energy. Yes. So personally, I don't mind working with quite big things, but there's certain things that I'd pass to other people.
Refer on, yeah.
Yeah, because it might be too heavy for me, or it's my own boundary, basically.
Sorry, go.
No, it's okay. So yeah, and then look, I love working with people that are like and want to really get into their full potential, because it's almost like if there's a lot of heavy programming in the body before, we need to obviously go there first and then go into their fullest potential as they're clearing more of their heavy programming. But yeah, no, I really love when you kind of just, you know, they completely come out in the open about everything that they are. So yeah, I love that. But no, it is totally like Diana says. It's
I agree.
There's no way around it, I'm afraid. It's not like, there's no shortcut. So yeah,
the layers, and you get down to I agree with that.
And relax. Like go, okay, interesting. That's happening in my body. Okay, how can I resolve that? And instead of going, because the problem is people go into fear and going, my body's sick, I need to go to the doctor, which I think also absolutely go and get your diagnosis and get, you know, do everything, right?
Yeah.
Don't reject help anywhere.
Anything,
No, go. But then go, okay, so why is this happening to me? You know, go to a coach, a healer, go to somebody who is an expert in their field and learn more about what's happening. Invest in yourself, because a lot of the time people are sick, they're not invested in themselves, right?
Yeah.
They haven't invested mentally, emotionally, physically. They have not loved themselves. So that would be the first step. Go and spend your money on yourself and get sorted. Yeah.
Self-love.
Sorry, I'm like, look, £1,000, do it. Go. Get yourself organized, because there is no how if you want to live your wildest dreams, if you want to live your fullest potential, if you want to really get out of your shell, that means that anything that's standing in your way, you have to take responsibility and clear it up, or you won't get there. And that is it. I'm quite like this. It is like there's no pussing around. I'm sorry. It's like you got to, and that's why I think Ascension is so strong for some people, because they go, holy cow, what's happening to me? Right, let's get all help on board here and get you sorted. So no, don't wait.
Yeah, I love that, because we know, there's many. I know that you've had a lot of losses. I don't know if you've had many losses in your life, Diana. I know that you don't have your parents now, obviously, Diana, but you've had losses in your life, and it puts into perspective, one, you need your health, and two, when you don't take care of yourself, or you're carrying different things, carrying different emotions, and we do encourage you. One of the biggest things of the Soul Legacy TV podcast and radio show is not about list building and shoving you guys on the list and going, go and get the gifts and then just sit there with them. It is actually come and engage, reach out, take that next step, take care of yourself. We do encourage you to, whatever it is, join in the conversation, add your energy to the conversation. I know it can be tough to, say, this is me, this is where I am, I need to come out behind closed doors. This is that show that says, you know what, we've been there, and it's been dark, it's not been easy, and it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it. Yeah. So I love that you share that. I love that. Dan, have you got anything else to add to that?
Yes, I totally agree. If you don't look after yourself, invest in yourself, as Gennye says, can't look after anyone else. Yeah. It's so important, especially if you have children, or you're caring for an elderly relative, or just you're a light worker and you're caring for your clients or patients or whatever. You have to look after yourself first.
Yes.
Before, that is the prime thing. And as Gennye said, spend what you can afford, maybe even spend what you can't afford.
Yes. You can't afford. Do you know the time I spent what I can't afford? But look, it's like so worth it. I would not change any of it.
No, and that is that cheers to financial freedom is about having that joyful journey, and being in vibrational alignment to financial freedom is about releasing in every area of your life. So if you find that you're not contributing in the area, or if you haven't got the relationships, or there's different things that are impacting, then it is worth that financial investment. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, I don't know, I don't have it right now. How just by raising your vibrational frequency and setting the intention is just the first step. And obviously getting the gifts from my guests. So I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to respect your time, because we would be here forever. The main thing is, we would, because it's huge. It's not just health, it's not just spiritual, it's all of the things connected. So I will wrap up, and I'll come back and ask you guys if you have anything to add at the end. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the discussion today. One of the main things that I hear is those people around you, and just aligning that. So I invite you to change your tribe and change your vibe, is what I say, not the other way around. Just change your vibe, change the people that you're around, so you're evolving and growing and investing, and people are nudging you along. The universe has brought you here for a reason, I believe, and if you stay to the end of the show, then connecting with like minds is just on the cards for you. So do subscribe if you haven't to the Soul Legacy TV podcast and radio show, so you don't miss a show when we do go live. And so I feel personally blessed to support soul guided entrepreneurs to manifest and maintain more soul client income, soul family influence, and soul tribe impact, and start a movement with your message. So if you feel called to do that and bank 50K in 50 days, being in alignment and with your journey means actually once you're starting a movement with your message and looking after yourself, there's so many people out there who are doing this and doing that and doing all of the busy work, but not actually owning their stuff and where they are on the path. And that's part of your story. That's part of your journey. It doesn't make it wrong, but it actually, if you want more and freedom, because that's what we're talking about, then this is the place to be to launch, lead, and leave your legacy too. So we have the free gifts down below for you in the show notes or the description of this episode. My gift is the Soul Legacy School Masterclass for Soul Path Alignment. And so for those of you who don't know, you're new to this episode or new to the Soul Legacy TV, we talk about the people that are around you. We talk about the past lives and your current life, but paying tribute to those who are no longer with us that have made our tribute at the transition in the world, and also the people that are going to be born and birthed into your life. I believe that we have a duty to clear what is not serving us so we can be in service not only to ourselves in a bigger way, but those people around us, and make your life count. It's very, very short, as we know. So I invite you to move up the emotional scale. So if you are on the low vibrations, I was stuck in fear and I was grief, all of those things, but I invite you to move up the emotional scale to love and freedom, appreciation, joy, and the tools that we're sharing, my guests have shared very gracefully today, will support you in that. So I just want to leave you with this, is what I say. Remember, if you've gone through a dark night or any experience that doesn't feel so great, remember to turn it into that lesson. I say, remember to turn your wounds into wisdom. Don't be a wounded light worker. I dare you to be a legend. # legendary light leaders. So with that, Gennye, do you have anything to add?
I couldn't agree more. We're here for a short time, and make the most of it. There's no time to wait. I'm very much like, let's go for it. That's kind of my personality, but there is no time to wait. Why are you waiting? I know it's fearful sometimes. Just seek out somebody who can support you.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Go and make the best life you can. And make it a commitment, and you will get the results, and it will be magical.
It will be.
So it's just one of them. Yeah.
Take that soul inspired action, because the universe has brought you here.
Take action.
So take that soul inspired. Thank you, Diana.
Support.
Yeah. Don't do it alone.
No. Seek out. Reach out.
One of the biggest things, my journey was a very lonely journey, and that's why you see me here bringing these conversations together for you. It's for you. So Diana, anything that you'd like to add?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think enjoy every day, because that will not come again. No matter what challenges you're given, the universe gives you a challenge, whether you've got pain, or whether you have bad news. Whatever, there is another saying, here's another one. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, it is. You come out of these challenges stronger.
Yeah.
That is, with joy and with fulfillment. Say, I did that. I can do that.
Yeah.
And that comes before
vitality.
We go.
Yeah, we won't go. Yeah, we're going to wrap up.
You said that now, Diana. I did a live in my group last night, in my Facebook group, and I did a 4-step training, but in the 3rd step, it was, you're not struggling or suffering, you are growing.
Yes.
That's what I said. I don't know if you watched the live yet.
No, I've been in there quite a bit, because
but I was saying step 3 in this thing, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it was, you're not struggling, you're growing. So just that kind of is like, oh, I'm struggling. That's like a heavy energy. But saying, oh, I'm growing. I am embracing. I'm allowing. There's a much higher vibration in that. And that itself will just bring you more ease.
Oh, amazing. And part of the Change Your Tribe and change your vibe. Obviously, we have the Soul Legacy Collective. If you're not part of that, then do come over. But yeah, you have your group. And yes. I love that you call it tell us what you call it. I won't spell it. You say.
It's the Lion Rainbow.
Yes.
Queendom.
Queendom.
How
magical. So you're going to expect magic.
You get magic in there.
Yes, you do. You
Power,
do.
Magic, love.
Yes.
Integrity. Like check out the queen qualities, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Integrity, unconditional love, service. Yeah, you can queen qualities, and
you get taken care of. And part of just being in this space is just being around like minds. So whether something wasn't serving you or communities, we're in so many communities online, we're in so many spaces. Make meaning. Do you know what I mean? Intentionally. And you talk about a lot, like in your gift. And Danny, what have you got going on? Do you have a community that you want to share, or a page, or is that coming up for you? We were talking about that actually. Yeah. Do you have a community that you're building, or how can people reach you further? Can you hear me?
It's Diana. I don't know if she can hear us.
Can you, Diana?
Yes, I can hear. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was talking to you, Diana.
Yeah. I have a community. I have a newsletter community.
Yes.
I have a Facebook community, and I also have a big email list as well.
Yeah.
I am intending to start a Facebook group, which I believe are extremely popular.
They are.
Way of bringing people together.
It is. I know that you have people that have been in your community for years and years and years, which is lovely. So obviously taking care of them and taking care of your health is just one of the biggest gifts that you can give to yourself. So guys, that is it for today's episode. I have had a ton of fun. Thank you guys for sharing raw and real and just showing up and just bringing that energy to this conversation. I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me as a guest.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Namaste.